I'm sure you now have an answer to the issue raised by Commissioner Baloyi. Oh.
Chair, I answered truthfully.
All right, thank you. Please proceed, Ms. Bowen.
General, can I direct you to another article?
Yes, Commissioner.
So if you can please go to page 60. So it's immediately after the one we were dealing with.
60.
Yes, 60.
I'm at it.
You're there.
Yes.
So if you look at the second one, chat 2.
Yes.
There it's a you sent to Sergeant Kosi, breaking news related to an investigation into General Masamula and Lieutenant General Kumalo. Can you see that?
Yes.
And you then follow this up with a call. So if you look at chat 3.
Yes.
Can I ask why were you sharing this as, again, part of just general information you share with Sergeant Kosi?
Yeah, as I indicated, it is things which were said before it could be published all over. And as we were discussing related matters from chats, from the other chats where he was sending the same day. So I just forwarded him another one which was adverse towards the subs, which was also reported as a developing story from I don't know if it was from News 24 or wherever where I took it.
My apologies. So you sent this the following day, not the same day?
No, I think it was the same day.
If you look at there's a date at the bottom, 2, 3, so it's the 3rd of February 2025.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Just on the same page, just at the bottom, next to your name, that would be the date.
Yeah, I see it was on the 2nd of February, after my response to the initial message sent from him on the 28th. So I sent it after that.
You send it the following day. Can you see the date, the conversation you had in relation to the previous one?
Oh, is the 3rd?
Yes.
Okay. No, I see. My apologies.
All right. And then we can stay on that page. You'll see that he, in turn, this is now the following day, so on the 4th, that's chat 4 and 5, well, 4, 5 to until page 62. He sends you screenshots. Can you see those? They're very small. So in order to see them, please go to page 116. And there you'll see, this is a story related to General Musikili and allegations related to the arrest or a court case involving a 10,000 rand the story is long, but it relates to General Musikili and alleged corrupt activity related to 10,000 rand and the purchase of appliances.
Yes.
Yes. So all of those from page 116 all the way to
Yeah.
126 is basically that article related to General Musigidi.
Yeah, I see it. You see, that is why I didn't even respond on it because it was not the first time coming out. This one. So I saw it before in another, I think it was at TikTok, I think. Not this one. This one is from the News 24. So it was recurring, this one. Yes.
Okay. And then let's move to the next one, which is at page 63. And you'll see there, it's another breaking news article. And that one deals with Generals Masemola and Kumalo.
Yes, I've seen it. This was the first time I saw it. That is why I asked, is it true?
Yes, you respond and ask if it's true. This was the morning when your cell phone was stolen. Okay. And then if you go to page 66. Are you there, General?
Yes.
You'll see there you sent an article related to Mr. Matlala's tender.
Yes.
Okay. Then we'll keep going. If you go to page 67. Are you there, General?
Yes.
At chat 3, you'll see there Sergeant Gossi sends you an article related to Minister Mkunu dismissing the crime intelligence boss. So that would be General Kumalo.
Yes,
And
I
you
responded. I
respond-
saw it on Google.
Yes, General. Thank you. Then if we go to page 68. At chat 1. You'll see there Sergeant Kosi sends you an article related to Mr. Matlala's tender.
That's correct.
And there they also talk about him being linked to the Tembisa hospitals scandal and the death of Babita Diokara. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. And then also on the same page, if you go down to chat number 5, Sergeant Gossi sends you a media inquiry related to the tender and cancellation of the tender, as well as an internal audit that was done by SAPS. So if you look at chat 5 on page 68 and then chat 1 and 2, 1, 2, and 3 on page 69.
I see, but except the 3 is blurry. Chat 3
Chat 3 is blurry. Okay,
on 69, yeah.
let
But
me.
I can see the rest.
Yes, I'll show you. If you go to
Is the one at 127?
yes, 127, chat 410.
Okay.
So that's a picture of the recommendation page of a preliminary audit report conducted by SAPS.
I see.
Yes. And then, if you go to page 76,
And there?
you'll see there a very long piece on Mr. Madlanga and various allegations that have been made against him or incidents that were linked to him stemming as far back as 2005. Can you see that?
Yes.
Sergeant Gosi sends this to you. Okay?
Yes.
And then on that same page, my apologies, on page 209 is the next article. And you'll see there is an article related to the PKTT and the implication of police officers in the killing of Sindiso Makak.
Yes.
There too, there are some allegations made up against General Kumalo.
There is?
There are allegations against General Kumalo.
Yes.
Okay?
Not only General Kumalo, but the PKTT, or is that what you refer to as allegations?
Yes,
against?
it refers both to the PKTT, General Kumalo. And if you look at the sort of the last half of it, is mainly related to General Kumalo and appointment of family members and things like that. Can you see that?
Yeah, but it's not only about that.
Yes, it
Yeah, it starts
relates
with
to
firearms used to kill
firearm.
Magatla from the crime intelligence and police informants used.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you go to page 210, so just the next page. That is at chat 3.
Yeah.
You'll see there you send to Sergeant Nkosi a link about Musa Kaula.
Yes.
That's when he was arrested.
Yes.
And then still related to Musa Kaula, if I'll take you back to page 38.
I'm at 38.
You'll see at chat 1, you send him, Surgeon Gosi, an article related to a businessman seeking a warrant of arrest for Mr. Kaula. You
Yes.
see that? And then after that, that's immediately followed by a call. That's at chat 2.
Yes.
Okay. In general, what I did is to go through both sets of your chats. So both your work number and your personal number, and looked at all media articles in particular. And the media articles that I found related to, one is the issue of General Khan and his disciplinary. 2, General Kumalo, and to a lesser extent, General Masamula. 3, Mr. Madlanga and his contract. 4, they related to the arrest or warrant against Musa Kaula. Those are the 4 themes of articles that you share. So not as general as you put it. They have a particular theme. It's those 4 themes. The only other thing that I could find that I could say media-ish related is like warnings of heat and snakes potentially going into somebody's house. So it's a warning for the weather, people to be aware of snakes coming into the house because of hot weather. And another one was related to scams. Beware of these numbers because they will scam you. But in the main, these are the only 4 topics of articles that you exchange with Sergeant Nkosi.
Yes.
Is there a reason for this?
Right. I will start with the police ones, the first 2. The first 3.
When you say the police ones, which ones do you mean?
Remember you mentioned the one of General Masimula and General Kuman.
Yes,
And then you mentioned the one of General Musigidi.
yes.
And then
It's General Khan's disciplinary.
General Khan's disciplinary.
Yes,
Yeah, as I indicated on my statement, we will talk about adverse news which are out there about the police. And others will be those which we know, they have been talked in the corridors or whatever, and they've been there circulating on the X and whatsoever as it comes out. So anyhow, there's nothing we can do about it other than sharing it, and the others I can comment, as I commented, to say this is not doing good for our good name as the South African Police Service. So there was nothing into those. And then coming to the one of Musa Kaula, as I've indicated in my statement, I have heard when evidence leaders were leading here, I also complained about it to say, why is there effort or I said I resent implications or that I phoned Mr. Kaula or spoken to Mr. Kaula in any way. I don't know him, I don't have his phone, I never spoken to him. But
General, not to cut you on that, we'll deal with the substance of what happens with Musa Kaula. I would just like to know, in particular, because the 2 articles that are shared in relation to Musa Kaula are shared by you to Sergeant Nkosi.
3.
Yes.
3, not 2. 3 starting with that one which I received from Matala.
But remember, that's not,
Okay.
that you explain as,
Okay.
we'll get to it, where you ask him to assist Mr. Madlanga. I'm just saying the 2 articles that you share relate to Musa Kaula.
Okay, let me be soft in understanding then. I sent 2. One, showing that there's this very same character whom I send you a complaint about is on the news again. And then the second one was the same character is being arrested and he was not given bail. So there was nothing into it. I was just relaying because initially I did forward him a complaint when there was an allegation of extortion. So that is why I sent those two. And then regarding Mr. Madlanga, as I indicated, I know Mr. Madlanga, and Mr. Madlanga is known to Sergeant Kosi, and they seem to be friends. There is some times where we did discuss, more especially when coming to January 2025 coming down, that it can be that there is a lot of writing about this person without anything happening. So we need to be careful around him, because when you ask him, you indicate that it's just jealous people, there's nothing against me and so forth. Even though, yes, in other cases, like the one of Babita, I was in Gauteng, I knew that suspects were arrested, and then the burning of the hospital, I was involved in the investigation and people were arrested. And the others, I don't know. It will remain a suspect until somebody's arrested or there is evidence to prove that. But we did talk to that now and then. And also, as I said, Nkosi is somebody who, when he sees something, he will send to me to say this person. And also, when discussing issues relating to him without him as Mr. Madlanga. I think I can stop there. I don't know if ever I forgot one or I have covered all.
General, you've covered all of them, but for General Khan.
Yeah, also issue of the General Khan. Remember, it was also something which was discussed. You asked me a question, was there a division? It's part of those division, the charging and whatsoever, how it was dealt with became part of that. And it was discussed in the corridors and we knew about it. So, and when stories coming out that there are people who are made to make statements to suit this and that, and the court cases to say you cannot use this regulation, use this one, not expeditious and whatsoever. It was playing itself outside there for everybody to see. So we were just sharing something which is happening. So nothing to write home about it.
General, is it then coincidental that if Regardas had, let's deal with the SAPS articles, if Regardas had to the people who are spoken about in those articles, it appears to be a particular side of generals or grouping of generals that are mainly spoken of in these articles?
No, it is all. It is all. As far as I know, I don't know General Musigidi falling under any class or whatsoever. We go along well with others, but was appearing. Also, our communication has got a slot, or they send on to all email users all articles, good or bad, about SAPS. They print them on daily basis. So
yes,
it's not something which is happening between members only. It is there. If I can open my phone, I can also show it will be there. It exists on daily basis. It is there.
General, I don't dispute that there would be articles about generals or even the SAPS in the media every day. It's the fact that in your chats with Sergeant Nkosi, the ones that appear are predominantly, and there's only one about General Musigidi, but they're predominantly about Generals Kumalo, Mkwanazi, and Masemola.
I think General Masemola, it was once.
Twice.
No, I saw once when he sent to me. And then General Kumalo, it was when he was with General Masemola, and the other one when he was alone with the matter of a police officer on Magako's case whatsoever and so forth. So I'm not sure if it was 3 times.
General, General, if regard is had, right, and I don't want to go through the articles again, but there are at least 5 media articles that speak to General Khumalo, 2 of which include General Masemola. Secondly, there is 2 that speak to General Khan. The second one in particular makes allegations against General Khumalo and General Mkwanazi.
Yeah.
And so in the sea of all the articles about all the generals, these are the generals that appear predominantly in your chats with Sergeant Nkosi. It's not all the articles that you receive, it's these articles that are shared.
Yeah, maybe because others we talk telephonically or when we see each other, but there's nothing special about it. It's only what is happening in the subs and so forth. For example, General Khumalo, I think is the most quietest person like the National Commission, and only focus on the work and discuss work only. I'm talking for my engagement. So it's not somebody who will be too much on whatever. So whatever it was written by him not saying anything or whatsoever, including General Masemola. And I found them to be people who, yeah, I respect a lot. And yeah, but the others, they themselves, they are there outside in the social media. So it's not, there's no any adverse on them reporting, because sometimes when you go out, you are allowing yourself to be exposed out there. But discussing what is being discussed, I don't see it as anything. For me, there was nothing, and I know of the division, and I try to stay on my lane and do my work and not be involved in anyone's corner.
General, do you accept that it can't be coincidental that it's only these articles that are shared, when you accept that you get news about SAPS daily?
Yeah,
Right.
I got them from one person. Other persons also forwarded to me.
Then
So
we-
maybe
we
when
are
you are
dealing
looking
with the chats that you
between
have
me and
with you
Nkosi.
and Sergeant
Yeah.
Nkosi, that that's a pattern that has emerged from the articles that you both share with each other.
I disagree. Nkosi
You
sent-
disagree,
yeah,
it happens to be coincidental.
I disagree with the pattern issue. Nkosi sent me what he wanted to send me, and also in a reciprocation, then I sent something similar to that, in line with that. So to say, whatever you send, now this is the development and here is whatsoever. So I don't see a pattern, or we are having something which we are discussing about a person. It's written by somebody, and we are just forwarding it for somebody to see. So I don't see any pattern, unless if ever we're writing it.
General, it can't be that just because it was written about somebody else, it just means you're just sharing it without more. You knew who you were sharing it with. And of course, you knew who Sergeant Nkosi is close to. You are aware of the divisions within, you said tensions. I call them tensions. You say groupings, whatever you choose to call it. You know where Sergeant Nkosi stands. You know who you are sharing these articles with, and you continue to share it with them. And they don't relate to everything. Even on your part, they don't relate to any story about SAPS. they relate to these particular generals.
Yeah, but I have responded on the article of General Khan to say actually this thing is eroding the name of the police. I did respond, but sending it is not saying I promote what is happening or it must escalate or whatsoever. As I have said, including our communication, they are publishing the same thing, negative or positive, for us to see, and then in a way of ensuring that we deal with that, if it may, internal. But if ever it's a sin for me to send it to somebody I know what I have seen, then I apologize.
But General, you could not have been sharing with Sergeant Nkosi so that we can deal with it internally, to use your word. He is far junior in the organization, so that could not have been the reason that you share with him these bad stories, what you identify as being bad for the reputation of the SAPS that's playing out in the public. There has to be another reason why you're sharing with this junior employee.
I understand what the commissioner is saying. As I have indicated before, that Sergeant Nkosi is close to lots of senior officers, and whatever information is getting, he will share with me. And if you check most of this sharing, it comes from his side, not from my side. So, yes, he's junior. The only one where I have seen something which I think as a junior, I was also worried to say, where does it come from? It's only that one page of the audit, because it was confidential, to say where do you get this, and it in future can get you into problems. Whoever send you, if it's a senior officer, don't send it to anybody, because this can put you into a problem. But the others, I didn't see any reason to say it's non-consumption for juniors or is consumption for seniors. News is news.
Well, what I was doing was testing your immediate response to Ms. Bowe, that you were sharing these to say these are the things we need to deal with. So when I say, but he's a junior employee with absolutely no power to deal with anything. Yes, so you could not have been exchanging these with him on that basis. It may have been gossip at its most innocent, sharing, look what's happening with these people, or at its worst, and maybe let me put it to you as a possible explanation, that you, like Sergeant Nkosi, you were part of a particular grouping within the SAPS, and I'm putting it just for your comment, because I thought that's the point of what is being put, what is being engaged with you about, that you've described groupings, you have said you were aware of tensions amongst the generals. We have had enough evidence here in the commission to know, or to have come to understand, that within SAPS senior management, it seems indeed there are sides. And if it is suggested to you that looking at the people that you are sharing about, you and Sergeant Nkosi, knowing Sergeant Nkosi's proximity to General Sibia, which I'm sure you will admit you know about, looking at all of that, it may suggest that you are sharing about the National Commissioner, about General Kumalo, because the PKTT, because you are part of the other faction with Sergeant Nkosi, and his close superior, the Deputy National Commissioner, and others. What do you say to that, if that is put to you as a proposition?
Yeah. Commissioner, I hear you. Sergeant Kosi, I don't think he's got a faction. He's in all the factions. Because whatever I will get, whatever is talking to General Mkwanazi, I will know. He will come and tell me. That is why I always wish here. When he's talking to General Sintumule or General Shibiri, he will come and tell me. So, me saying I don't fall under any faction, that is true. But I was placed in a faction because people perceive me as Shibiri's person for no reason. Because, as I indicated before, when he goes somewhere for work, he will like me to be there. And when he tasks in terms of work need to be done, he will task me. It also goes to General Sintumula. I even complained to say, my bosses, you sometimes task me one thing and you are not talking. And the only thing which was saving me is when the protocol dictates, and when I write a information note reporting back on what I was tasked, even by the DNC, it must go through the office of the DIFCOM to sign, so she will see what I'm reporting and whatsoever. So that happened. So I will know to say, this said this where, and this is what is said about me, and that is why I have him close to me, because I said I can know everything. Even though I indicated here, I even once, are you an agent for which side or for what? Because you happen to speak to everybody and knows everything. And it seems somewhere you are told to go and say these things so that the other group can hear. But for me, sharing news, which is everywhere, even if I didn't send, you can see, I didn't see it as a problem, except that one which I mentioned, to say I saw it as a problem. And I talked to him to say, hey, the person who's sending you this, I may just make sure you don't send it to anybody, because it might put you into problem because it is classified. Knowing that maybe he might not be aware about how the minimum information security standard works and so forth. So that is my answer to that.
So your answer is it would be incorrect to put you to be part of a faction, of any one of the factions?
Definitely. Factions put me where they want me, but I'm not part of anybody.
Thank you.
And then, General, is there a reason why in none of the chats or in response to any of the articles you don't convey to your displeasure at only being sent these types of articles?
Come again?
Is there a reason why you don't communicate your displeasure when Sergeant Kosi sends you only these articles?
I did on one.
Yes, you indicated that that is not a good look for SAPS.
I did in one, and the rest were there. I have already seen them, or I will say I have already seen this one. And some of them you'll see after the chat, I will phone him and talk to him to say, as I said about this other one, to say, hey, be careful of these other things if you send it to other people, and then it might be used against you. But the rest, all SAPS members, they've seen it. And it was sent to everybody. So my comment, it will be where I advise. You will see sometimes I will advise in a form of quotes from some philosophers indicating something and then sending it to say that those who know, they say this and that and that.
General, the quotes to philosophers.
I'm very sorry
My
to
apologies.
interrupt you, Ms. Poe. We understand that Mr. Shaskalson wants to interpose an application, but perhaps, but only if it's an application for a postponement. But we would like for him to do that at a time when it's convenient for you in terms of your questions.
It will just, to wrap up this news topic, just 2 more questions on my side.
2 more questions.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Depending on the General's answers.
Thank you.
General, the other noteworthy thing to say, you'll see there isn't a single positive article that Nkosi shares with you about these individuals. Neither do you, for that matter. Do you care to comment on that?
I don't know, maybe he likes their articles or dislikes them. I don't know. I can't speak on his behalf. I don't know.
General, I'm certainly not asking you to speak on his behalf, but what I can put to you is that he knew, you know why he's sending it to you, and you know which section and grouping he's part of. And hence, even on your end, there is no positive article that you send regarding these individuals. So even assuming, like you said on your version, that you see positive things and media this and media that, you could have sent positive things. You don't either. You send on the same on the same individuals, negative articles, you send them to Nkosi, Nkosi sends them to you. And you would have heard in other evidence that the same articles are then also circulating between Sergeant Nkosi and General Shibiri.
I send.
And so I put you that there is a reason for that. And one of the plausible explanations for this is because you are in that faction with Sergeant Nkosi. So there's a brother in arms sharing the same articles with you. Do you care to comment on that?
Yeah, for the 38 years I had in the police, I never belonged to any faction. And I will never belong to a faction now because I'm about to exit. And yeah, I send one positive one to say a person who seemed to be a menace is arrested. I think it is positive. But the others, I didn't have anything to send about them to say, unless if ever they are senior managers, or all of them, and whatever happens, which is done, which they are on TV for, it's just relaying what SAPS is going to do and what SAPS have done and which is done by members. So I don't know which one must I say, but I don't belong to anybody. I belong to Shibiri and the SAPS.
General, the one article that you do correctly note where you sent something positive about what you call it, a menace being arrested, it was in relation to Musa Kaula.
Yes.
And if regard is had to your evidence and other evidence laid here, that stems from a discussion, an exchange you had with Mr. Madlanga.
Exactly. Mr. Madlanga was a victim, and everybody who is a victim must be helped by the South African police. So irrespective of his standing in the community, if you are a victim, you are a victim. I'm a police officer, I assist everybody.
But General, what distinguishes Mr. Madlanga, and I think it's a topic on its own, is he's your friend. He's your friend, he's loaned you money. You take a particular interest in him and whatever you do, we know how this story ends. It ends with Mr. Kaula being arrested by Mr. Nkosi. And I think your immediate subordinate, Brigadier Ramangwa, yes. So forget the Madlanga messages, because I think in themselves they are a topic for discussion, but the picture that comes out of your engagement with Sergeant Nkosi relating to Mr. Madlanga, including the document that you say you told him he should not have sent it because it will get him into trouble. It has its own particular significance. He's your friend, you get a benefit from him, you call it a loan, You say you repaid it, you continue to engage with him over a period, and it suggests you have a particular interest in his contract. That's why you're sharing the interest in the sense of the fact that he's got a contract with the SAPS, it is getting cancelled. It suggests you have an interest in that story, other than simple police obligation to assist citizens. Mr. Matlala is a special case. Can you see how that picture emerges?
Yeah, although I have a different view, I see it, but if you connect all of it, my involvement when Matlala sought sort of advice what to do if this kind of a situation, I advised to open a case, and then I advised Nkosi to assist. But however, he chose to go it legally, not opening a case. Something else happened relating to the same person, and case was opened and was arrested. And I was not aware of that particular investigation, and I was never involved. So that is the difference.
Maybe let me stop it here so that I don't disrupt Ms. Bowe's, what do you call it, tempo and how she plans to go about it. We'll come back to it.
And then, General, you said interestingly in response to one of the questions that people perceived you to be part of General Sibiya's people. And I mean, from this conduct, and just if you look at the pattern that emerges, how else were they supposed to perceive you? You see, because this looks like you are playing into those conversations when you yourself also share those articles on that tone.
I don't see anything to perceive me with General Sibiya because where he invited me to go, it was work-related. So most of the time, the minister will be there, the national commissioner will be there, the deputy, the DIFCOM will be there. And then when we come back, I implement what is supposed to be implemented. So I must be perceived as a good worker other than belonging to somebody.
General, we'll get into the issue of Musa Kaula and the Mr. Matlala's contract in detail. I'll leave it there for now. Okay. But I do think you must bear in mind that this has painted a particular picture, and I'll show you when we get to those two topics that it only gets worse. I'll leave it there, Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Bowe. Mr. Shaskelson.
Chair, I'm not sure if I direct you...
For a microphone, perhaps. Don't you need your laptop? Or not at this stage.
Chair, I'd arranged to do a short postponement of a witness who had been called to appear today. That witness has a pending in-camera application, which we're hoping to deal with on Friday. So can we refer to the witness now as witness G until that application is dealt with? I had initially arranged 11:30, thinking that that's when getting the tea break wrong. I'm not sure if the witness is available at this point. I'm not sure the witness needs to be available at this point. If we can simply excuse the witness to a date to be determined by the evidence leaders, because we will re-subpoena the witness after the in-camera application has been disposed of, and the witness is not going to be coming back in a couple of days. There's more than enough time to issue a subpoena again.
It is so directed. Thank you.
Thank you, and apologies for the interruption.
Thank you. No problem at all. Witness G, on screen, it looks like you are here. Witness G, can you hear us? Hello? You are muted, I think.
Thank you. Thank you, and apologies for the interruption.
Thank you. No problem. Can you hear us? You are muted, Witness G. Unmute yourself, please.
Witness G on screen. It looks
This
like
meeting is being recorded.
Let's just leave it. There are complications. They have directed as you requested. Thank you, Mr.
We'll get the message to the witness.
Yes. May we adjourn for a short while? We'll come back when it's indicated when we should do so. Let's adjourn.